The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We're still like 2 minutes from 7 a.m., so we will have the word for you. The first chance at Green Day in San Francisco and a $100 Visa gift card just for qualifying comes up after sports.
The Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
So the Bears are going to build a new stadium downtown now.
Fantastic.
So this is nuts. So we talked about this last week about how the Chicago Bears, who bought the property in Arlington Heights, the Hawthorne racetrack, and they've already started tearing it up. They've demolished the whole old racetrack. You can't go back again. You can't bring the horses back, which is tragic because I used to love that racetrack.
Wasn't it like not in use though already?
It was really going downhill, yeah. I think it was still open at the time, but it was not fully doing all the races they used to do. I just remember back in the day going there, and it was so fun to just go up there and bet in person on the horses. It was fun. I'm not saying it was great for the animals.
Yeah. But, I mean, you were having fun.
I was having a good time.
Having a good time all the time.
That's my motto, and it's too bad. But anyway, they already torn down the building, so you can't go back. So they bought the land for $197.2 million, and they're trying to say it's worth $60 million now for property value purposes. The Arlington Heights School District says it's worth $160 million. You paid $197. It's got to be worth at least $160 now. And they're fighting. They're $100 million apart. It's one thing to be $10 million apart. They're $100 million apart. And the Bears are billionaires, right? They can afford to pay and help out the school system in Arlington Heights if they build a football stadium there because you know they're going to make that money back on bars, restaurants, condos, the stadium, the cost of the new stadium, what all the prices are going to go up. Beers are going to be more expensive, hot dogs. But
Oh my God, give more effing examples.
nachos.
Holy, I just fell asleep.
You had a food coma, that's why.
Jeez.
So now they're saying it's all coming back to the city. And not keeping Soldier Field, but doing what the other proposal was of building a new stadium in the south lot, which, by the way, is the great party tailgating lot that will disappear if that happens. And then Soldier Field will still exist in some form of possibly being a park and a rec center and some fields to play things on. I don't know if they tear down the stadium and keep the grass. I have no idea. Listen, this is a true power play to make Arlington Heights cave and meet them closer to where their property tax thing wants to be, because I think they want to build in Arlington Heights. And they want to
So
build it
you
there.
keep calling it the Hawthorne racetrack, and
Yes.
every time you do that, we get a bunch of texts saying it's not the Hawthorne one, it's the one in Arlington. Like they're two separate ones.
I
We
can't
get a lot
remember.
of texts that say that.
Am I remembering it wrong? The name? Arlington Heights Racetrack. Hawthorne.
I don't know.
I
We'll
do
stick on
bel-
Arlington Heights.
Yeah.
I do
whatever.
believe I've also brought this up before, and you just ignore me and keep saying it.
I listen. I just, whatever. I remember my memories wrong. I got Alzheimer's kicking in.
So the Bears have had the property in Arlington Heights. They bought it September of 2021. So they've had 2.5 years now. And it's just sitting there.
Yes.
I don't understand what happens next.
Well, you see, if they went with Kenzie's plan, the stadium would be almost built by now.
That's right. If they just would have paid those workers more, they could have built it faster.
They could have made them work all night long and done that. But I still think this is a power play, and they're not going to build it downtown. They're still just trying to get them to cave.
Okay, and I've been on the opposite the entire time, where I feel like they're staying in Soldier Field or possibly moving to a different spot downtown. But I've never bought into this idea that the Bears will move to the burbs.
Well, I mean, I think that the only way to build the stadium they want is in Arlington Heights. I don't know if that south lot's big enough to do what they really want to do with it. And I still think, just like when the Ricketts family with the Cubs was saying we're going to move to Rosemont.
Yes.
That wasn't going to happen.
No.
But they can threaten it because they're billionaires and they own the team. They can do what they want to get what they want, and they did. They got a better deal with the property tax stuff and just the way they could do what they want with Wrigleyville. They got a lot of things put through there, which is beautiful, by the way.
Well, okay, let me ask you a question. Who loses more by not getting the Bears? Does the city of Chicago, downtown Chicago, do they lose more by losing the Bears, or Arlington Heights, do they lose more by not getting the Bears?
I think the city loses more by the Bears moving to Arlington Heights.
Yeah, okay, all right. That's kind of where I'm at as well.
Yeah, because all the stuff that goes on, they already have everything in place for so many years, and the parking and the bars and the restaurants and hotels and downtown. I think the Bears will lose more. The city will lose more of Chicago.
Yeah,
no
it's
question.
a worse look for the city than Arlington Heights.
I know
yes.
Kenzie wants it in Arlington Heights because she lives in Elgin.
That's right.
Yeah, baby.
Just pop over there.
I
to the
just
game.
want a nice, convenient parking lot. I want more than one exit. I want an entire. I don't want to scale walls in a park when I want to leave.
Yeah.
I'm just interested in a more fluid setup because, and it's not even like it's totally just the location because United Center is not hard to get in and out of, and that's downtown. It's in the West Loop, right?
It's pretty easy.
It's just the worst. I literally won't go because I'm like, well, I spend more time like getting in and out of the building than I ever do at any show or game. I don't like it.
There's no question that it's super hard to get in and out of. And
it's like misery. And when you're tall, Brian, so it doesn't affect you. But when I try to leave, I can't even see. And I literally do have panic attacks with them running into belly buttons for, 3.5 hours trying to leave. I can't breathe.
That's terrible. That's disgusting.
Ugh.
Well, we'll see what happens, but I think it's a power play just to get them to cave in Arlington Heights and what they want to do. But they've said now, this Cranes report said, nope, they're going back downtown. And now this is going to make, like, our, Aurora or Naperville say, how about no property taxes? Come on out. Come on out here.
This is really where the region, where Northwest Indiana, where they can step up and go, look at how cheap our property taxes are. This is their move now.
Without question, this is Indiana's play. This is their time to go for it.
So the Bears, they don't know where they're going to play in the next 5 years. They don't know what quarterback they're going to have at the start of next season. It's like you're running the team. Nobody can make a decision.
Yeah, clearly. And then, you know what? I just want the best deal, so I'm just going to hold out to the last minute and cave, and that's what they're going to do.
There you go.
Because they're not in a hurry to move. They got the lease for several more years of Soldier Field. Oh, I know, Kenzie. It's not getting built like overnight.
I thought, like, next year. I'm just, like, so upset.
All right, so the Bulls, they lost guard Zach LaVine for the rest of the season. Wah, wah.
Oh,
no.
Kenzie, talk to me about the emotional journey you went on when you found out that Zach LaVine was done for the year.
I was just like, when did he start for the year? You know what I mean?
We've already got Lonzo Ball, who hasn't played in over 2 years, making $74 million on the bench. And Zach LaVine, you're looking at a 5-year, $215 million max contract from July 22, so he's got a lot left on that deal. And he's missed double-digit games in 3 of the past 4 seasons now.
And now he's completely eroded his trade value, so even if the Bulls wanted to get rid of him, they're not going to get the same return they would have had they traded him at this time last year.
Yeah, can't do anything about it now. Now we're screwed.
That's
Again,
good.
There's just another team that's screwed in Chicago. Here's on the Bulls now, and they can't get rid of it. Finally, Super Bowl this Sunday. Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs, playing in the Super Bowl. His dad got busted for a DWI. They call that a DWI, and
it's his third one.
Third one.
Can I ask what the difference between a DUI and a DWI is?
So DUI is driving
under the influence.
Under the influence.
And DWI is driving while intoxicated.
Yeah.
I honestly...
What's the difference legally?
I think under the influence, could also mean drugs. I
think you're right, because the man likes his weed.
Patrick Mahomes' dad?
Well, they gave him a DWI, though.
Oh.
So he likes both.
Maybe he likes both.
There you go. He's a cool guy.
But I think it was always a DWI for a long time, and I believe a lot of people have changed the verbiage to DUI because you're not allowed to be under the influence of alcohol or drugs or prescription medication, like any of it, I believe.
I buy it. I buy what you're saying.
Yeah.
Just don't drive under any kind of influence. But the NFC Championship game, not this year, but a year ago when the Kansas City Chiefs won to advance to play the Eagles, and then they had just beaten Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Well, this was Patrick Mahomes' dad interviewed at the end of the game as he's smoking a big blunt right here on the field.
You got a cigar of your own, I see.
Yeah, I'm smoking the Joe Burrow.
You smoking on the Joe Burrow?
I'm smoking on the Joe Burrow.
How's it feel to be headed back to Super Bowl?
It feels great, you know. My baby boy did what he always do. You know, he gonna show up and show out, and I'm just glad he did it.
Okay, he called his blunt a Joe Burrow, the quarterback of the Bengals.
He made it sound so cool.
Oh, this sounds great. I want to smoke weed because of the way he says this.
You got a cigar of your own, I see.
Yeah, I'm smoking the Joe Burrow.
You smoking on the Joe Burrow?
Kenzie, after you get this baby out, are you going to go smoke a Joe Burrow?
Nope.
Oh, that's too
I'm going to
bad.
have, like, some sushi.
That's too bad. That's too bad.
Q101 WKQX. WKQX HD1 Chicago. A Cumulus media station.
Now is your chance to GTFO with a shot at a $100 Visa gift card and be qualified for a trip for 2 to see a hot band in a warm weather climate. GTFO. Message and data rates apply. Please don't text and drive.
Q101.
Here we go. Your first chance to see Green Day in San Francisco. Let's go. Text HOLIDAY, HOLIDAY, to 312-591-8300 for your chance to qualify. Text HOLIDAY right now, 312-591-8300. You're qualified for the grand prize, Green Day in San Fran. $100 Visa gift card just for qualifying. Sponsored by our great friends at Bettenhausen Automotive and Boost Mobile.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101 with Blank Clash with Kenzie now. So call in now, 312-591-8300. Call to compete with Kenzie in a trivia contest for ex-ambassadors at the House of Blues. Love that they're playing the House of Blues. That's my favorite venue, just so intimate, cool, and I love that spot. So tickets are on sale now. It's a 17 and over show, by the way, and our great friends at Live Nation helped us out with this. So ex-ambassadors at the House of Blues. You can be there, 312-591-8300 if you beat Kenzie in trivia.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
You can't defeat her. She's too powerful.
Clash with Kenzie.
Let the battle begin.
Q101.
Let's go. Ex-ambassadors tickets for the House of Blues. That's May 21st. Our great friends at Live Nation. Chance to compete for those against Kenzie if you win in trivia. And Daisy, checking in from Rogers Park, is going to compete against Kenzie. Daisy, tell us something about yourself.
Hi, I'm an Iraq war veteran, so that's kind of cool, actually.
Wow, that's really cool. I mean, that's
I had
amazing.
that fun job, and then I actually worked for Live Nation for a while, so I'm pretty familiar with concerts and stuff, too.
Well,
Oh, wow.
thank you for your service, of course.
Thank you for y'all's.
I like how you say it was a fun job.
It wasn't very fun, Daisy. It doesn't seem like it was very fun.
So that was a fun job.
I was a machine gunner, so that's fun.
What? You were a machine gunner?
I was a 240 machine gunner, yeah.
Oh.
And do you board planes first?
No, not anymore. Honestly, like, once you take off the uniform and Uncle Sam doesn't want to anymore, we're just like lowly worms all over again.
No, you're
Well,
not.
no, I feel like if you buy a camo backpack, sometimes I wonder, like, I see people walk out, I'm like, you're not gonna check the papers? Like, we're just, like my 9-year-old wears camo. Like, I don't know.
Honestly, like, as proud as I am of it, like, I am totally proud of my service, but being out, too, I feel like people who walk around with all their Army gear and they're not in anymore are like a bunch of big nerds.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no. So kind of like the guy that wears the letter jacket when he's like 28 years old from high school?
Yes, like, why are you still cosplaying as a soldier? You've been up for 20 years, Bob.
Oh, I love that take.
I want to put out there that this is her take.
Yeah.
We did not. And this is an opinion she's allowed to have since she served, and this is not our take. I will respect. If you did that, you wear whatever you want to wear.
That's right.
None of my business.
Sure.
Oh, my God. What a great inside look into how soldiers think in
Oh
that
my
situation.
God, I would love to see that soldier Reddit thread. Like, you know what I mean?
No, it's great. We're like, I feel like the military is this like crazy elite club where we all tease each other, but if you're on the outside teasing us, like, we'll all gang up on you.
That's fair.
That's why I said
Yeah.
we never said
Yeah,
that.
That's right. We're a bunch
Even the
of...
Coast Guard, like, we'll laugh at the Coast Guard and make all the jokes, but if anyone else says it, it's like, I'm sorry, what do you do?
I like the Coast Guard.
I'm a barista.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, let's play some trivia. Here we go.
Wow. All right.
Let's go.
Here we go. First one to 5 wins. Listen carefully. If Kenzie gets one wrong, you can steal a point. She can do the same with you. Call heads or tails. 1, 2, 3. Call it.
Tails.
It is tails. So here we go. Daisy, you are going first. Here we go. Question number 1. On what streaming platform can you watch the show Stranger Things?
Netflix.
Netflix is right. Kenzie, who played Andy Kaufman in the 1999 biopic Man on the Moon?
Oh, Jim Carrey. Phenomenal movie if you've never seen it.
You know, you almost don't even have to know much about Andy Kaufman. You learn it all in that movie, and the entertainment value of Jim Carrey is incredible.
Oh, he's just, I mean, he is him. It's incredible. You have to see it.
Nice. Back to Daisy.
Yes.
What is the capital of I gave it away. Never mind.
Well, you can rephrase the question.
What state would you find Harrisburg in?
The
There you
capital.
Pennsylvania?
That's right. Okay, Kenzie, is that too bad? I did
You're
that.
like, you gave it away. And I'm like, I still don't know the question. I was like, no, you didn't.
The answer was either.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, I don't even know what you were going to ask.
It was supposed to be Harrisburg is the capital of which U.S. state. And I kind of just said...
That's okay. That's okay. You're two in your head on this one. You
Okay.
didn't give it away.
My bad. Okay, we'll keep going then.
No, I didn't go to school for geometry.
Or geometry or geography or both.
I guess that's a no comment.
Yeah, all right. 2-1 back to Kenzie.
I didn't know where Harrisburg was, so I'm happy to get the question.
Kenzie,
Yeah.
the first album by the Velvet Underground featured what fruit on the cover?
There's a fruit on the cover?
Yeah, there is. You got some choices there.
So many fruits.
What do you think?
Cherries.
It's not cherry, sadly. Daisy, do you know?
What's the question again?
So the first album by the Velvet Underground featured what fruit on the cover?
I don't know. An apple.
No. It was a banana. There's a banana on there.
I was thinking secondly, but because I feel like that would have been like a dirty fruit.
I always feel like cherries are sexy. So I thought there'd be cherries.
Well, if you want to go see the album cover, go to Case's house.
No, I do not have a Velvet Underground album in my
Oh,
house.
wow.
That would be a waste of a purchase.
Whoa.
Not a
Shot
fan.
across the bow of the Coast Guard there.
I just didn't know what fruit it was. Calm down.
No, you're not going to find that in my house.
Uh-huh.
2-1 back to Daisy.
Daisy, B. Rabbit was the name of the featured rapper in what 2002 film?
8 Mile.
8 Miles right. Daisy's got 3. Kenzie, what artist won Album of the Year at last night's Grammys? You told me before the show you did not watch.
Oh, Taylor Swift.
No, you're right. You just guessed Taylor Swift, and you're probably right. Well, more on that of a Grammys, some of the audio from it last night coming up here in about 20 minutes.
I mean, I can see the little tweets, the little headlines.
Oh, damn
I didn't
it.
watch it, but I saw it. Not right now, but like last night.
Yeah, my bad.
3-2 back to Daisy.
Daisy, which film director's films include Raging Bull and Goodfellas?
It's one of the old guys.
3, 2, 1.
Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood is not right. He's an old guy. He does direct. Good job. Kenzie?
Scorsese.
That's Martin Scorsese.
Oh,
The other old guy.
The other one. There's usually one of those two when we're talking about stuff.
one of the old guys.
Yeah.
It is back to Kenzie, 3-3.
3-3. Kenzie, the soup Nazi was an infamous character on what sitcom?
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld, right. No soup for you.
I
Let's see.
love soup. I would have followed all the rules.
That guy was a real person, too, like based on a real character in New York that sold soup, and he was really an a-hole.
Nice. I think it would be. I lived in New York for 5 years.
Oh, more on Daisy.
Daisy's done everything.
God.
Well, she does need a point, though. It's 4-3. It's back to Daisy.
Daisy, what animal did Coca-Cola introduce to their advertising beginning in 1922?
The polar bear.
Polar bear's right. Tie game. Next one wins. Here we go.
Back to Kenzie.
Ugh.
That sound. Kenzie, what is 1/4 of 1,000? Real quick.
A quarter of 1,000?
3.
250?
250 is right. Now, listen, that may have sounded easy, Daisy, but your baby is due today, pregnancy brain kicking in, and I just thought a math question might be a little bit difficult. But it
I'm
turns out-
also dyslexic with numbers, so it's a tricky one for me. He's just like playing on disability, so that's fine.
Wow.
Kind of mean.
So I just was going on the pregnancy angle, didn't know about the other thing.
I really struggle with that stuff. It's fine, Brian.
I'm sorry. Hey, ex-ambassadors.
Well, give Daisy the tickets because she served. Thank you for your service,
of
Daisy.
course. You want the tickets anyway, Daisy? You want them?
Yeah, I'd love to see ex-ambassadors. The house is a great venue.
The only way you can go is if you wear all your old gear and you just take all the
She's
camo.
a little
Oh, like a
unsteady.
big old nerd. Thanks.
Wear all that gear. Congratulations.
The Q101 Morning Cruise Clash with Kenzie.
On Q101.
And if you love free stuff for everybody else, we'll give you that keyword again that we gave out at 7 o'clock for a chance to go see Green Day in San Francisco. GTFO, $100 Visa gift card just for qualifying. That's coming up in 3.5 minutes here with Brian and Kenzie.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So we told you we give you the chance to get to Green Day in San Francisco, GTFO. This is the first chance of the entire week. Now, Lauren and Brian Phillips will all have chances all the way through the day. But if you text this word right here, holiday, text that to 312-591-8300 right now for your chance to qualify. Winner gets the grand prize trip for two. Green Day in San Francisco. Green Day in San Francisco. So you'll see them before we all go in August to Wrigley Field to see them with the Smashing Pumpkins, where they'll play Dookie in its entirety and American Idiot. So text holiday right now to 312-591-8300 if you haven't. And even if you've qualified in the last several weeks for different trips, don't worry about, like, am I eligible right now? Just text in and we'll let you know later if, you're not going to win because you already won something else. Don't worry about it. Just text in right now. We'll figure it all out for you. $100 Visa gift card as well. It's sponsored by our great friends at Bettenhouse and Automotive and Boost Mobile. So text in right now to do that. Coming up here at about 7:47, give us about 10 minutes. We got to talk about, in the news once again, our favorite local mayor.
She's the gift that keeps on giving.
It's unbelievable how many times we've had Ben Bradley from WGN-TV Investigative Reports on about this mayor, that Tiffany Henyard, that somehow seems to survive every possible scandal. Now she says she's giving away $1 million. $1 million.
Well, she's giving back to the community, everything she did.
The average person makes $29,000 a year in Dolton, and she makes almost $300,000 with a couple positions and going to give away $1 million to somebody probably named Tiffany Henyard. Well, you know what happened and how this played out over the weekend and rose more controversy with the Dolton mayor when we come back here in just a few minutes.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
So we got the weigh-ins coming up here in just a little bit for the final week of this weight challenge that me and Case, the producer, got ourselves involved in here. And, well,
it's more like a challenge to listen to it. This is unbelievable. God.
I have never been in negative territory with the poundage, and Case has.
That's such an interesting way to say you haven't lost weight.
Well, it's not interesting. It's terrifying and sad and pathetic. Now,
he words it like that because people find it confusing, so not everyone realizes that he hasn't lost weight.
Yeah, it's like an optical illusion with your words. It's really odd.
Well, I'm a wordsmith, so
yes, you are.
Now, I do have a plan that will be coming Thursday to guarantee I win on Friday for the final weigh-in.
Here comes the bean diet.
I've already been half on that, but it's really more about the pistachios, the pistachio plan.
The pistachio plan?
Yeah, I don't want to reveal it.
8 a.m. will you tell us what the pistachio plan is?
I will.
You wanted to look better, and you're just doing everything to avoid that. This whole thing was your idea, and you're like, I want to look better, and I've seen old posts and now you're just trying to cheat it and only win and not. It's why are we here?
Because that's what I do: lie, cheat, and steal.
Yeah, you're like Eddie Guerrero. That's your thing. I will say, before 8 a.m., I went to Planet Fitness 6 days out of 7 last week. I worked really hard in the gym, and I'm going to be livid if Brian has lost more weight than me.
No, you never know. I'm pretty good at cheating the system.
I know you are.
And it's a fair scale. It's my scale, but we both weigh on it with there's no I don't have. When you go to the meat counter and you stick a matchbook underneath there so the weight of the meat is less. You ever seen that move?
No. No, I haven't.
Well, apparently you guys don't know how to lie, cheat, and steal.
Wait, you're adding something to the scale. Wouldn't it make it way more?
No, if it's an old school scale, you stick a matchbook underneath between the weight of the meat, the scale itself, where you put the meat on, and the bottom of it, so it makes it not go as low, so it'll be less weight. So it'll be cheaper.
Wait,
the common scale, in self-checkout, I see people do the halves on, halves off. So you got an apple floating out in the middle of the scan area. A little less.
Yep, that's another good move. That's a good power move. All right, let's get to what our favorite mayor of the area, Dolton's mayor, Tiffany Henyard, not Haddish. We talked about her last week, actually, and last several months when we've been on this before anybody except for Ben Bradley on WGN-TV Investigates, how he has, severely talked about the alleged corruption. She makes, nearly $300,000 a year with 2 positions, but yet they're not sure where this all money comes from, taking trips, $67,000 in trips and dinners all over the country, when it's a very depressed area, Dolton, where the average person only makes $29,000 a year. Now she announced over the weekend that a $1 million giveaway is happening with her.
You know what she should do? She should give it away to her community and help them and like fix roads and stuff.
That would be a great idea. But the post on Facebook says, Tiffany Henyard, the $1 million giveaway. Join us. Now, this already happened on February 2nd at 5 p.m. for Facebook Live to see how you're eligible. And I sadly
does your name have to be Tiffany?
I did not cue into what the exact situation is of what you have to do to win. Either way, I'm wondering where that money comes from, the $1 million of.
I'm sure
Well,
she's
it's
got
the taxpayer.
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, in the situation of the money that should go to the people of Dolton. Now, I have a hunch it's going to go to one of her trustees. I think one of her trustees is going to win, and they'll all whack it up between them.
Definitely one of her trustees, like cousins.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be something like that.
I mean, having Ben Bradley on and talking about and interviewing the trustees, here's what they sound like when they're being interviewed.
Trustee Jerry Jones was on that first-class trip to New York.
Still don't have a comment.
Sir, you're a trustee.
But once again, I don't have a comment.
It's unreal what they're getting away with down there. And no one, to Kenzie's point on the question to Ben Bradley, why doesn't just like the FBI come in? Because Illinois is super corrupt. When you have a corrupt system around protecting her, why doesn't somebody else come in there and stop this?
Well, it just feels like at a certain point, it's obvious, especially the charity aspect. Like she's legally, like she's breaking a lot. Like she's not turning in the receipts for the charity to show proof, right? Which is where I feel like they're going to get her. Like she's drunk with power. She won't stop.
Yeah.
Who gets investigated by WGN with multiple reports, and it's everywhere. Everyone's talking about this girl, and she's like, I'm going to do a Facebook giveaway.
For $1 million.
It's so ballsy. It's like Anna Delvey. Like, she was like, I know I don't have any of this money, but I'm going to open this insane business and apply for loans. It's like, oh my God. You almost respect it. It's just unbelievable.
Oh my God, it's unbelievable. And again, all this is alleged. I mean, it's trying to fight, but to Kenzie's point there, it's all been put out there, pretty obvious that something weird's going on, right? We've had some of our listeners check in and say, I'm getting investigated for like $90 from the IRS getting my taxes done.
Do you know that I got blown up, like with all of these emails and notifications from like I don't even know if you call it like your OB's office, because you go to like all these doctor's appointments, right? And it's like, your appointment's going to be canceled if you don't pay. Your appointment's going to get canceled if you don't pay. And it's weird because every time I check in, which is like once a week, if there's a balance, you just pay it like on the app, right? So I'm like, I know, geez, like when I check in for the appointment, I'll pay it. What's the big deal? And it was like, you need to pay it more than 24 hours before your appointment won't be accepted. I logged in the app. It was for $1.25. $1.25. And it's like, sorry, we're not going to make sure your baby is safe. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Like, this is suspicious as well. Look, a little more on what she did in the Facebook Live and talked about it. The money in the giveaway, the $1 million, is part of the General Assistance Fund administered by Thornton Township, which can be used for food pantries, senior services, and other forms of community aid.
Oh, my God. That's just awful.
I don't...
That is really sad.
That is
like
incredibly
and you
sad.
know Brian entered to win it.
Oh,
Case.
God, yeah.
That's what's so annoying.
Well, of course I did. What are you talking about? I entered several times. I had all my burners scheduled.
Well, because you're like Megan Haddad, Brian Harper's in it.
Yeah.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.